Okay, first part of this, I want to find the product here. Okay, we've done this before. This is P1, this is P2, there's a time sign. Okay, so of course what you need to do then is multiply this out. You have a 1x in P1 and you have a positive 5, so you need to distribute that 1x to 1x, 1x to 2. So I just drew two rainbows. And that's done. Now I go to repeat the process with 5. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1. You have two x's, so you add the powers. 1 plus 1. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. You have x, you don't put the plus sign. If you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. If you want to, put a 1. 5 times 1 is 5. You got x, don't add the powers. If you want to put a power, put a 1. If you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. Then 5 times 2 is 10. So we got x second, x, and constant. So x second's 1. X, you have 2 and 5, so we add those, and that's 7. And then 10. Okay, next one, 1x minus 3, 1x minus 5, P1, P2, and they stand for, and they're timesing. Okay, so you have a 1x and a negative 3, so 1x to 1x, 1x to negative 5. Then I repeat the same process with the negative 3. Negative 3 times the same two things. 1 times 1 is 1. You have two x's, so we add their powers. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. You don't put a plus with your x. If you don't have a power, you don't have to put a power. If you want to put a power, put a 1. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. X. No plus. If you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. If you want to put a power, put a 1. The negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. So you have x second, then x or x to the first, then the constant. 1. Then you add negative 5, negative 3. That's going to be negative 8. And then you have 15. Okay, then 1x minus 2, 1x minus 7. P1, P2, if there's no sign between, that indicates that we need to multiply. 1x, negative 2. So 1x to 1x, 1x to negative 7. Then negative 2 to 1x, negative 2 to negative 7. One times 1 is 1, x plus 1 plus 1 is 2. And then negative 7, x, if you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. If you want 1, put 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. If you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. If you want a power, you would put a 1, but no plus. And then 14. So you have x second, x, constant. So you have 1 on the x second. X, you have negative 7 and negative 2, so you add the coefficients. That's negative 9. And the constant you have is 14. Okay, then 1x plus 4 times 1x plus 5. P1, P2. So 1x to 1x, 1x to 5. And that's distributed, then 4 to 1x, 4 to 5. One times 1 is 1, then I add the powers on the x's. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. X, if you don't have a power, you don't have to put 1. If you want 1, put a 1, but you're not adding any powers because you only have a single x factor. And the same thing here. Put a 1 if you want. So you have x second, x, and the constant. So you have 1, 5 plus 4 is 9, and then 20. Now, why am I doing this again? We've already learned this, but what we're doing today is going from here, and we're getting back to the 2 parentheses. Now, this is how you're going to do your 2 parentheses. You're going to make them right there. You have 1x to the second plus 9x plus 14. You're going backwards and making the 2 parentheses. You're going in the opposite directions. Now, here's what you're going to do, okay? Now you got to pay attention to this. You got this table over here. You are going to take your 1 times your 14, the A times the C. Don't worry about the X, just 1 times 14, okay? 1 times 14. 1 times 14. That's 14 and it's positive 14, okay? So if it's a positive, you write, forget all this crap. You write the word match signs. So put 2 signs that match, negative, negative. You are going to add to whatever the B is, which is 9, positive 9. Then you do what you did in the last assignment, divided by. Start with 1, put 1, 14. Negative 1 plus negative 14 is not 9. I have to get positive 9. Set the signs again. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 2 and 7. Now add those. That's negative 9, so I can stop dividing, but to get it to positive 9, you just go back in and switch the signs over. So here's what you're going to do now. You put plus 2 here, you put plus 7 here. Then the x to the second is x. Do not keep, because that was x times x. That's x to the second. And then x second had a 1 in front of it, so you're going to put a 1 and a 1. So it's 1x plus 2 times 1x plus 7. So after you find the 2 numbers, you put them with their signs, and then the x second, you rewrite that as x times x, and the 1 you rewrite is 1 times 1. There's always going to be a 1x second today. Okay, 1x to the second minus 14x plus 48. So you're making the 2 parentheses. So to find the number on top of the chart, you take the A times the C. I wrote that right there. 1 times 48 is 48, and it's positive. Okay? So, write the word match signs, and you are trying to, and so might make 2 signs that match, and you are trying to add to whatever our middle one is in the middle. Okay? Negative 14. That's the number you're adding to right there. So put 2 signs that match. We already have them. So start dividing. $1.48. Add them. No. After 1 comes 2. 48, go back to 48, divide it by 2. 224. Negative 26. Nope. After 2 comes 3. 316. Negative 19. I need negative 14. What comes after 3? Probably 4. 412. Negative 4 plus negative 12. That's negative 16. I'm getting close, but I'm not there yet. What comes after 4? 5. 48 divided by 5. Decimal, so you clear it. You don't even write that down. 48, what comes after 5? 6. 6 and 8. Negative 6 plus negative 8 is negative 14. So I do not change the signs because I have the right signs. Okay? So minus 6, minus 8, minus 8. Then the x to the second, you go x, x. Okay? You're looking at that. Circle the A actually, because that's how you fill out the first one. X second, x, x, and then the 1, that would be 1, 1. Okay. 1x minus 6, 1x minus 8. Okay, next one. A times C, the 1 times the 44. This is 44. It's again positive. All this assignment is positives. Match signs. So put two signs that match, and you're trying to add to positive 15. The middle term is what you're adding to. That's why I put that right there. Positive 15. So start dividing. 44 divided by 1 is 44. No. What comes out? Go back to the 44. What comes after 1? Probably 2. 2, 22. Negative 24. Nope. I got to get to 15. 44 divided by 3 is a decimal. You skip it. 44 divided by 4 is 11. So you put 4 and 11. So now I add. Okay, I stopped dividing because I had the right number. It's just the incorrect sign. So I make it plus 11 plus positive 4. So I put positive 4, positive 11. Then circle your A. X to the second, you rewrite that as x times x. You rewrite the 1 as 1 times 1. Okay? Now, if I multiply this out, it's going to be back to here. Okay, 1x to the second minus 15x plus 36, A times C. So 1 times 36 is 36. Positive, so it's going to be a match signs. Just put two signs that match. Start with negative. And then you're adding to whatever the B is in the middle, negative 15. Okay, start dividing. 36 divided by 1 is 36. No. Okay. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So I put 2, 18, that pairing. But does that pair add up to negative 15? No. Put the signs down, go back up to your 36, divided by, then you're going to go 3. 3, 12. Negative 3 plus negative 12, negative 15. We got it. It has the correct sign and everything. So my parentheses will have a minus 3 and a minus 12. Now circle this. This is how you fill out the front ends. X second, you go x times x, and then the 1 would just be 1 times 1. So it's 1x minus 3, 1x minus 12. Okay, 1x to the second power minus 13x plus 36. A times C. 36. Positive, so that's a match. Match the signs. Negative, negative. You are trying to add to what's in the middle, which would be negative 13. So I put a division sign and I start finding factor pairs of 36. After I find each pair, I'm going to add them, see if it adds up to negative 13. Divide by 1, 1, 36. Nope, not even close. What comes after 1? Probably 2, so I go back up. 36 divided by 2. 2 2 and 18, does that factor pair add up to negative 13? No. 36 divided by 3, 12. Does that factor pair add up to negative 13? No. Close, but not quite. 36 divided by 4, 9. How about that factor pair? Negative 4, negative 9. When I add, I'm adding with the negatives. Negative 13. There we go. I got it. So, minus 4, minus 9. Now you circle the whole A thing. X second, you rewrite that as XX. And the 1, you rewrite as 1, 1. Okay? Because if you multiply, if you did what you're doing on the first page, you'd end up back here. Okay, 1x to the second power plus 14x plus 24. A times C, that's your reminder. 1 times 24 is 24. It's positive, okay? So that's match the signs. And put divided by. And 24 divided by 1, you know it's going to be 24 probably. Match the signs, put the negatives in, okay? Remember, when you're dividing, don't be dividing with any negatives. Just put the numbers 1 and 24. And it's got to add to the 14. Okay? It's got to add to positive 14. Positive 14. No. 24 divided by 2. 2 and 12. Okay, it's the right number, it's just the wrong sign, so I just go in and make the signs opposite, okay? And then that adds up to positive 14. So, you then put plus 2, plus 12, then 1x second, so xx, and then 1, 1. Okay, 1x to the second power plus 11x plus 28. So, 1 times 28 is 28. Positive, okay? So it's match signs. So negative, negative, and you're trying to add to positive 11. So 28 divided by 1, 28, 128. No. Okay. 28 divided by 2, 214. No. 3 is a decimal, so I skip it. And then after 3 comes 4. So 4, 7. So I add negative 4 plus negative 7 is negative 11. It's the right number, so I stop dividing. It's just the incorrect sign, so I just go back and shift them both to the opposite. So you go make your parentheses. Plus 4, plus 7. And x to the second is x, x. We have that, okay? And then the 1, 1, 1. Because 28 is 4 times 7. 1 is 1 times 1, x seconds, x times x. Okay, then finally 1x to the second minus 16x plus 55, a times c. 1 times 55 is 55, okay? Positive. So put divided by, and positive means, of course, we have to match the signs. The signs of our factor pairs have to match, so negative, negative. And we are adding. You always got to know what you're trying to add to, the one in the middle, the negative 16. Took the a times the c, you're adding to the one in the middle. Start dividing. 55 divided by 1 is 55. Negative 56, that doesn't work. 55 divided by 2 is a decimal, so if it's a decimal you don't even write it. After 2 comes 3. Decimal, don't even write it. Go back up to the 55. Decimal, don't even write it. Did not get a decimal. Okay, I got 5 and 11. Add those, please. Okay. Negative 16. Okay. That's right. It's got the correct sign and everything. So in the back end of the parentheses, I put net minus 5 minus 11. Now the front end, because this times this is your C, this times this is your A. Well, the A is easy. X second is rewritten as XX. 1 is rewritten as 1 times 1.